The war in Ukraine continues now into a second year, marked a year on Friday, and reports continue to pour in that China is planning on or already supplying Russia with weapons.
And joining us now is retired Air Force Brigadier General, military advisor to NATO, and Newsmax contributor Blaine Holt. General, good morning to you. I want you to take a listen to what John Kirby had to say about China reportedly providing Russia with weapons.
As you know, Russia and China have been negotiating on the price and the scope of lethal weapons. What's the latest assessment that you have right now? How close is China to this major decision, and which way are they leaning?
No change in our assessment right now, Wolf, that they have not made this decision to move ahead with lethal assistance, and we just don't believe it's in China's interest to do that, to want to be on the side of Vladimir Putin and helping him kill innocent Ukrainian people and get involved even deeper into this particular conflict. So we obviously urge China to make the right choice here and to not come in on the side of Russia, particularly when it comes to lethal assistance. And again, we don't believe it's in their interest to do so.
General Holt, we had Gordon Chang on earlier. He doesn't really agree with what John Kirby was saying. What do you think?
I think Gordon Chang has more credibility in his little pinky than the entire administration's ever going to enjoy. I'm sorry. This is just laughable, because now we're actually getting angry with China about whether they might be supplying weapons to Russia. Whether they are or whether they're not, has not China done enough for us to reevaluate our relationship with them, whether it's balloons or fentanyl or just stealing our IP and flooding us with spies?
General, Newsmax has got some reporting this morning. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, somebody we've talked a lot about as this war has gone on in Ukraine. He apparently made it clear to Congress that the Pentagon will need even more money by June. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, that's an interesting statement. Okay, let's give more money, but let's put a hook on that and say, show us where all the dollars have spent. There have been billions washed everywhere. There's over $100 billion authorized for this event, and we've been spending up to $40 billion so far. So just go ahead and tell us where every nickel's gone, and then we'll go ahead and evaluate your need for more money and where that's going to go. And I think what I'm really getting at, and where the American people are, is there's too much opacity to this. There's too much we can't see. And if we could have the transparency, we all want to support Ukraine, but then let us see how you're doing that and what the strategy is.
Yeah, Americans want transparency. General, you wrote an op-ed for Newsmax on smart cities and how the dollars are aimed at our liberty. What do you mean by this?
Yeah, so this is a very dangerous thing that we are just not paying attention to. All those trillions that we spent since this administration took their seat, the infrastructure bill, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, the omnibus, they are pouring climate change dollars into this thing called Justice 40, a public-private partnership that gets to determine where over 40% of all climate dollars go in this nation. And they make these investments into hooks that get communities across the nation on the hook for surveillance cameras, license plate readers,
right,
smart surveillance techniques, and they're not being used yet, but the infrastructure is being put into place. And this gets to the 15-minute city problem that we see not only in England, but Cleveland wants to sign up for a program where you can only walk within 15 minutes of where you live. If you want to do something else, well, you better ask the government for that.
All right. General Blaine Holt, we appreciate you breaking that down. Good to see you again, as always.
Great to be with you both.
Thank you.